Welcome back to another episode of The Lab. I'm Al, this is Brother Marcus, this is Michael, this is Skylar, and this is Nathaniel. What's going on, folks?
What's going on, y'all?
What's happening? What's happening?
Hope all is well.
Stay low. Stay low.
And you know this.
Yes, sir. Shout out NISH, the producer of our intro track, Trap Sex. You can find his music on SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes. And if you're looking for any artwork, yes it is, man. We love that damn track, bro.
Inspire, man.
And if you want any artwork done, please hit our nephew up, Nathaniel, right here.
With Lavetti Creations.
Looking like his daddy.
Lavetti Creations _ on TikTok and Instagram. If you need some work, let me know.
Pimpin'.
Yes, sir. Super talented, man. Super talented.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, ladies and gents. Hey, you know, Mike?
Like his daddy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, between Mikey, Nate, and Angel, those are the only ones that I can't claim as my own because they look so much like you. Kiki is the only one
Virginia's running strong, man.
that looks like her real daddy.
Yo.
How she darker than both of us though?
You know what? Hey, man, if you look at my family line, there's some darkness. My great-grandma.
So you said I should beat you and Yachty, huh? I was just gonna beat Yachty. Now I gotta beat you too?
I asked for forgiveness a long time ago. I don't know if you had heard me, but I asked for forgiveness a long time ago.
Stupid.
It was
This is true.
it was a moment of
These
weakness.
are facts.
It was a moment
These
of
are facts.
and hey, it only lasted about 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4.
That's my mama, nigga. That's my mama you talking about. That's my mama.
No, but I love all your babies, man. You know, your kids are my kids, dude. These boys are like sons
Yes, sir.
to me. Your girls are like daughters to me. They're my world, man. I love these babies. But, moving on. We're going to revisit an episode where we were discussing if Black people are the most inclusive race, et cetera, et cetera. We have I don't want to outright call him any names. We're going to read his reply to our episode, or short, if you will, about Black folks being inclusive and such.
Okay.
And he's going to read it word for word, and I got to tell you, this guy writing this shit, I don't know if he's, yeah.
Okay. It's a guy named, or girl, person.
We never know.
Man.
My bad. We trying to be serious. My bad.
I'm trying. UnfortunateStork. Okay. It says, let me first say I'm willing to be proven wrong and hear the error in my ways. I can say that my experience living in MKE directly contradicts what you two are describing. In my short lifetime, I've been blessed with a great many wonderful interactions with Black folks. However, no race has robbed me, beat me up, or stuck a knife in my face. I don't think bad actors define a race's tolerance. However, in my personal experience, I've never been judged more for being white than by Black individuals. We're moving forward towards a time in America where racism will thankfully be a thing of the past, but it will take effort and growth from everyone. But to place intolerance on other communities will only make our inclusive future more distant. End quote.
So I responded to him in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can go read that if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
He got the polite and educated version of an answer and response that warranted what he said. Now, hearing what he said, what's your, or he or she said, or both, I don't want to not include everybody. What do you think this person meant? Who wants to take it first? Go ahead.
From what I got from that was like, all right, like I've experienced encounters with all races, but yeah,
blacks have discriminated me, like basically like not say like discriminated or like basically make you feel some type of way out of all races. All right, with that being said, it's like, fuck you expect? Like, what you
She's
mean?
probably
Like,
a little racist.
do you not realize like the pot is so fucking hot right now? Like you that like and on some real shit, the blacks are the crabs at the bottom of the barrel getting the fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? We getting the fire. And guess what? We still gonna get in. Like, that's the word. That's really what it is. And like, understand, like, that's your perception of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me saying, I don't know how it is in Mexico. I ain't never go over there. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, hey, yo, El Chapo was holding it down with the Chapo with the yacht. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here. I'm in America. I will never, I'm saying, until I experience that, which I'm saying, unless you got some type of scientific pigmentation and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could do that. You won't understand how it feels to be a black man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's bottom line. It doesn't matter about what your perception is. That's really the fact of that, like, that whole situation. Like, that's all I'll say.
And Nate?
That's fair. I think this person is using their past experiences and judging off all races on their past experiences. It's not right, you know what I'm saying? But that's what she's doing. So she's probably one of those people, or is this a man or a woman? Or
He, she, whichever one, they, I don't know, whatever.
A person.
probably just fear the because of the lack of power.
Yeah.
Brother Mike?
Well, one, I'm kind of suspect on some things just because I think the viewpoint is a little skewed. I mean, I can't discount, and I'm not going to devalue what this person's perception and their experience has been. But perception, one thing I will comment on is if you think racism is soon to end, where's your clarity or
Yeah.
presence in what's going on in the world, even your world, let alone our society, to even get that impression?
Exactly.
Like, what has monumentally changed so that you think racism is soon to end? That comment alone, that's almost like that Mike Tyson thing. Mike Tyson beat my ass. He picked me up above my head and licked me up and raped me. He beat my ass. The minute that bitch walked in that courtroom and said that dumb shit about him, at the prime of his fighting life, they should have threw the case out, but they wanted to get him. So if Mike Tyson would have beat my ass right now and raped me, I think I wouldn't be able to be in a courtroom talking about the shit. I'd be doing that whole Ethan Hawke shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, be real.
We'll still be
I
feeling
don't
the
get it.
effects of that.
And when you look at the facts of the case, too, she showed up to his room at 2 a.m. What you coming in there? What you coming there with? Milk and cookies?
So,
I'm saying shit.
so you break the thing down, like, it's hard to comment on somebody's opinion or their perception of things because we can't very well be not asking for, fuck that, demanding and expecting for our voices and our walks and our truths and our lives to have value and to be respected. If we ain't gonna do that to someone else. I get that part of it.
Yeah.
But you gonna sit there and say that these are the only type of people that you come into contact with that who's harmed you? Like, no one else has harmed you. Your brother, your father, your uncle, your next door neighbors. No one else has done any harm to you whatsoever. That, because I think the word was, Mark, the word was only, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only.
I've never been judged more for being white than by blacks individuals.
Okay.
Which I think is crazy.
Okay. I think I made my point.
And then like saying they've been blessed to have great, wonderful interactions with black folks.
Interactions.
Yeah, but
With
you're also
neighbors.
being judged for being white by these same black. Like, I'm confused. And
Would
it's
you
saying
jump
like
on
we
one?
contradicted, like in context of what the quote, from the short, in the context of what we were talking about, and we contradicted stuff. Like, I'm like, this whole comment is a contradiction within itself.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I gathered from it.
Now,
No?
because it's well articulated don't mean it ain't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like to revisit a conversation Marcus and I had when we first read this comment, I'm going to assume that MKE is Milwaukee. Okay? And to quote my brother Marcus, he said there were probably 15 to 25 blacks in Milwaukee.
They all play for the Bucks.
And they all play for the Bucks.
And some of those guys might play for the Packers if they live out there.
So you mean to tell me you've been beaten and robbed by Giannis Antetokounmpo? I mean,
Are you gonna call it me? That's you, Topo.
forgive me for mispronouncing your last name, good sir. I am a huge fan.
After the Kumpo.
I'd love a free jersey.
Love Giannis.
But you mean to tell me one of those fellas robbed you? Hey, look, I would believe you if you said John Morant rolled up and tried to do some shit like that to you. I believe you. And reading your comment, you know, again, you got the nice and polite version written down. You know, I got with the team at the lab. We collaborated. We responded accordingly.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna let you know, man. I kind of want to beat and rob you.
Say it, don't say.
I'm not an advocate for violence, but you know, dumb people deserve to get slapped on the mouth.
No, it's just like Mike said, man. The whole idea that like racism was going to be a thing of the past, like, come on, man. That's not even realistic.
You say that. Do you see what's going on in Mississippi right now? You're talking about racism being a thing of the past when the Jim Crow laws are being reinstated in Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me you didn't see that.
Awesome.
Every person in the United States has seen that, but racism is on its way to ending?
This country was built on racism, man. Like,
Yep.
it's a part of the fabric of the country. Like, it's
Divide and
It
conquer.
just is what it is at this point.
This is going down in Mississippi. It's only
live in
going
a
to trickle
society.
down.
You live in a society where there are really, really good white people who
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
are good people
Yep.
that happen to be white. Just like we all are people who happen to be whatever else. Good people who happen to be white who will still yet get offended and irritated and feel defensive when things that they have never taken part of. I ain't talking about slavery. I'm not even talking about slavery. Just a day-to-day thing, a right now thing, a last week thing, a yesterday thing. Things have happened and they get offended and irritated as if they're going to lose something by standing up and speaking out evil when they see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the ones who are good people or even pieces of shit people who will stand up and go, no, that's fucked up. I'm talking about there's really good people, regardless of race, let's put it out like that, who don't stand there and go, nope, that's wrong. I think it's obvious that if you see somebody walking down the street and they slap the shit out of their 2-year-old child and kick them into the street, that's wrong.
Yep.
I think that should be obvious.
Yeah.
I think if you see somebody take a bunch of kittens and just chuck them over a bridge, it should be obvious. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some things should be innately obvious
Yep.
to be wrong.
Yeah.
And there's
Facts.
times where I get the impression that there are really good people out there, regardless of education, logistics, who are either afraid or who really don't think it's wrong because it ain't them. And one of the biggest things wrong in our society, in my opinion, is the lack of empathy. You don't have to go through some shit to know you don't want to go through it or you don't want people you love going through it. Or
Facts.
people you know are going
Facts.
through it. I say all the
Facts.
time, I don't have to be a woman to know I don't want to be raped.
Yeah.
You don't have to be black to know you don't want a gun in your fucking face being treated like shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
Empathy. Yeah.
You don't have to go through something to realize it's wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't wish it upon yourself or anybody else for that matter.
Exactly.
Facts. And somehow some people spend it to be their sympathy, like see how like you was talking about earlier, like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, like if some people, a certain side or a certain, you know what I'm saying, like race don't want to get away, like they'll use a sympathy role, or it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, and a lot of times white people feel like, oh yo, the sympathy role for the racism, you know what I'm saying, it's over. Y'all pulled this card 1,000 times. Like, come on now. I mean, that's like, you feel me? Like, but it's like at the same time though, like that's what happened. Like we ain't gonna forget that. Like, what y'all have done to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Like, how can we forget it when it continues to happen?
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
we can't forget. And why should we forget?
That's a generational
Exactly.
thing, man. It's
Because if you forget,
Still
history is
affecting
only going to
people.
repeat itself.
exactly.
So there's no need to forget.
Exactly.
And
I'm saying, like, what it is, like, they just, like, they're not addressing that shit. They just keep sweeping shit under the rug, more distractions. But at the same time, seem to making the pot hot at the same time. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck burning candles at both ends. They set this bitch ablaze. Like, this is crazy.
If you look at it, anytime a brother or a sister makes enough noise to try to make a stand for us, they get unalived. They don't want us. And here's what hurts the most. When it's our own brother and or sister that's involved in wrecking anything good we try to have going. Like, we have enough problems with racists and supremacists trying to keep us down.
Facts.
But to have our own brother or sister take a good coin of change just because they're struggling and fuck everything up, like, are you really not looking at the big picture?
Or, to add to what you're saying, perpetuate a fucking narrative that's already existing. Like these fucking cops. Those fucking 5, 6 cops. Now, mind you, I think they're going after everybody now instead of just the 5 or 6 cops that they, in record time, within 20 days, had arrested.
Which shows you that they can take care of that right then and there.
Right there. So you set a precedence. There's no excuse that we need 6, 7, 8, 9 months. You set a precedence. And I got no problem with that. Because these motherfucking rabbit pieces of shit motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck that they're black. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They did that shit to another black man. These big mammoth motherfucking football playing looking motherfucking thugs. Bro.
All over a
To
woman.
your point. Yeah. All over whatever. That's the whole point. Is that people get it twisted too much with me. And it's kind of like a jump off, but it goes to something else. We live in a society where if you ask the majority of your white friends, if they're your white friends, they're down with you. You feel me? So we're not talking no nonsense. You guys, majority of your white friends, I guarantee you, unless they're tattooed up in the face, pants up their ass, thug fucking gangsters themselves, if they're just normal, in any sense of the word, even if they down, hip-hop, whatever the fuck it is, they cool, whatever. Most of these motherfuckers ain't sitting around here, ass getting tight, knuckles getting fucking white, when a cop approaches them. Because most people ain't afraid of their fucking lives over a fucking cop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a little different. If you go for a gun and you are close enough to me, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to try to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll never give a goddamn cop a reason to fucking hurt me. My lights are on, daylight, my hands on my steering wheel, my fucking wallet's out already. If it's dark, lights on, same thing. I don't
All
ever
windows.
try
All
to
windows
compromise.
down.
I don't want to compromise them. I ain't trying to sit there and enact my fucking rights, which are mine. I shouldn't have to show you my ID. All the shit that we see people doing these TikToks and all these other fucking things about, that's fine. That ain't me. I need to take my ass home. I'm going to do what I need to do to comply. But the minute you step out of line, and I can get away with it, it's going to make news.
Yes.
Trust me on that one. Like that shit that happened, some big-ass fucking white cop snatched some girl up smaller than Kiki and put a fucking canister of spray in her face because he tried to bite her. She tried to bite him. You remember that one?
Yes.
If I were to come across one of my fucking children, especially, let alone someone else, but, you know, unless someone else, let alone one of my children, it's going to make the news.
Yes.
You can't do certain things to people that I don't know that I'm walking by, let alone somebody I care about and I love.
Facts.
It doesn't matter what your uniform is. None of
Exactly.
that shit. Because if you're a real cop, I got you. I got no fucking issue with real cops, good cops. People
Absolutely
who make
not.
more money doing other things. But if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. And if you can't sit there and identify the fact that this person's a piece of shit, they're a cop. They're a piece of shit, they're the fucking foreman. They're a piece of shit, they're a person at the grocery store. Whoever the fuck it is, if you don't stand up, identify these people, help them change their behavior, or get rid of them. I ain't talking about killing nobody. I ain't advocating none of that bullshit.
No, of course not.
Ostracize these motherfuckers the way normal people have been ostracized. And maybe generationally, that shit'll get the fuck out of them. But obviously what's going to happen is going to breed more hate. It don't take much for a motherfucker to be angry or hateful towards somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You think about this. If I got raped, right? what happens if I am able to tell my story later on down the road? I was raped. I had a horrible time. It took me a long time. It took something from me I couldn't get back. But if it was a black dude that raped you, what usually comes out? I was raped by a black man.
Oh.
Black on black crime, violence. It ain't ever white on white violence. We are proportionate in violence. Every fucking race in this country. White people kill more white people. White people hurt more white people than do anybody else. Black people hurt more black people and kill more black people than anybody else. Chinese, go on and go on forth. But you only hear black on black. These thugs. It's always these thugs. It ain't these two people. These two outstanding gentlemen. You feel me? Even the way we're spoken about is perpetuate a narrative that we're not deserving of these things that we're asking for.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And who was that YouTuber? What was his name?
UnfortunateStork.
UnfortunateStork. Yeah. I hope we've covered or answered your question or whatever the fuck that was.
I find it hard to believe that black people are only people that's ever subject you to those things that you wrote down in there. I find it very hard to believe that black people are the only people who subjected you to that.
But hey, we appreciate you listening and reading, whichever one, but continue.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Keep engaged. That's cool.
So yes, this next segment here. Oh, thank you, good sir. You are.
Thanks, sir.
On this segment of Inquiring Minds Wanna Know, I want to ask you fellas this. In relationships, I'm pretty sure you know. So how far would you guys go to avoid your ex?
Oh. I think
So if you have an ex,
What's the question?
I'm pretty sure there's exes, but is there a specific ex
don't do this.
that you go out of your way to avoid?
Damn right. I own my car fucked up. Like, what you mean? Like, that shit expensive. That shit's
Like, how
tough.
far would you go to avoid this particular ex?
I mean, personally, on some real shit, I'm not avoiding shit for real. I see, I'm saying, like, she got any animosity toward me, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life move on. You know what I'm saying? Your life should move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, your ex, you know what I'm saying, for a reason. You ain't my situation right now. So, hopefully, hope your energy not focusing on me because my energy not focusing on you. You feel me? That's just that.
Amen to that, dude.
No, yeah.
Amen to that.
Very well served.
Nephew Nate.
You have to start living different lives. You know what I'm saying? You can't focus on other people when you can't focus on that person if they're not focusing on you. Well, for me, it's a little different. You know, I try to not mess with any females right now. You know what I'm saying? Keep them out the way.
Everybody got herpes in their own way.
Yeah. Can't trust nobody out here.
For real. Hit him with the Dave Chappelle joke.
I like in today's day and
That's
age,
facts, though.
you're single, you're saying you're single, I thank God that I found my wife, because before I found my wife, I was on that tip where I'm not fucking with anybody. I was on that tip where everybody has herpes, everybody has AIDS,
No, it's good to have that mindset.
everybody has HPV. And when my experience in life and the people that I've been around, it's hard for me not to believe that. In this particular state, I don't want to name the state that I was living at. I was doing security.
New York.
And in my, huh?
Nothing.
Like I was a bouncer at this particular place, and they would be bachelorette parties, and they would have these little games that they would play. And one of the games, the bachelorette comes up to me. She was like, "Hey, this is just for a game. Do you have a condom that you can give me?" Well, I told her, I said, "Well, look, personally, I'm not sexually active, so no, I don't have a condom. But because that's what you're looking for, I'll go ask for you."
Mm-hmm.
I asked 18 people, some that I knew, some that I didn't know. So of course me asking for a condom was a little weird for them. Every last one of those folks were like, "Oh, I don't use that shit. I don't need that shit." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And again, some of these people I knew. So I knew, I'm like, oh my God.
Safety first, fellas, and women.
Yeah. That's true.
But when I found my wife, that all changed. But in the single life, my concern was this. One, in today's day and age, you don't know, You know, as a male, if you're looking for a female, you don't know if that person was born a female or not.
Oh, yeah, oh no.
Scary times.
You know,
Word.
people's history.
Never ran into nothing like that, but I'm saying, like, I don't know what my reaction would be, like, on some real shit. Like, I'm like, on some crazy, like, nah.
As long as you're real, I'm cool, you know? You know, that's not my thing. Just,
You know what I'm saying? Like, say, like, I'm saying, like, you know, how certain situations will be like, yo, like,
We fell in love, and now you find out 3 years later, hey, we can never have
ain't
children.
no, it ain't,
that kind of
no.
situation.
you know, I was born
That'd be
Tyrone
cool.
Willis. Like, you were born who?
Yeah, that's a bad situation, because, like,
I made love to you.
oh, no.
Oh.
You know?
But, yeah.
Like, you
I made
lied
that
to me.
good love
Yeah,
to
you
you.
lied to me.
You know?
You should have said something
So
before I
that
made that
wasn't
good
really a
love to you.
vagina? Like, you know, but, you know, Now, certain exes, you know, Michael's known me the longest. I really wouldn't avoid any of my exes because I think with how things ended, they already know what time it is. Now, I've had some crazy exes where, you know, you might want to avoid. You remember that one crazy one from Africa? I mean, she was married, but, you know, for a little bit, we'd mess around. She was a psychopath.
Oh, man, I believe it.
Every time I try to, like, relieve myself of this broad, I'd be chilling with a broad at my place. You know, I lived on the first floor. She'd be creeping up through the window, trying to peep in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that kind of chick.
Yeah, the same chick. Same chick.
And that same chick attacked me physically. You know, I'm not, you know, again, I don't advocate violence. What have I always said, little bro? You ain't gonna put hands on me.
Straight like that.
Yeah.
You put hands on me, you letting me know. Please punch me in the mouth. So any of my exes that thought that they were crazy, shut that down. So I know for me, there's really no length that I need to go to avoid an ex, because I made my point. We don't need to be, we don't have to be. You come around acting a fool, you're gonna get treated like a motherfucking fool. So you can get
Yeah,
the
that
fuck
shit-
on.
That shit is not it, man. Like,
Nah, man.
any like any situation like that, like anything, if that woman like go any type of angle of like that, because I gotta slide. Like, especially I live in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This is where this shit happens.
they're in Florida, man. Like, it's different down here. You feel me? Like, you're black. Like, at least I always remember. Like, I look in the mirror in the morning. I'm a black man in America. Like push come to shove, I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I try like move in a way of like perseverance. You feel me? Like, shawty, I can't give you no energy, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that shit. I like straight none of that shit. Hope you focusing on you. None of that shit. None of that shit.
Move on. What about
Like,
you, little bro?
Just hope I don't see your friend.
I don't know,
Hey,
man.
'cause I know you got a crazy ex nigga.
I mean, I agree with what Skylar was saying, man. Like, just focus my energy on what's going on now in the future. So I don't feel like there's like lengths or things I would need to do to avoid anybody. It's just, I don't think about it, you know. I don't have time or thoughts about it. Just keep moving forward.
Keep it moving.
That's it.
Brother Mike,
Yes, sir. Oh, it's my turn?
how
Shit.
far would you go to avoid an ex?
Well, does moving 2,000 miles away count?
Ah,
No, that was a different circumstance, though. That was me wanting to start over and me wanting to give her the opportunity to start over without my presence. Obviously, in hindsight, that might have been a mistake, but not really, man. I mean, I've been with a lot of women,
Oh, I know.
which is funny.
I know.
Which is funny considering I've been with 2 women damn near 30 years. Do the math on that. When I was in the world, man, I don't know, I was slinging. You know? So,
Man, I like to say we used to like to party, bro.
you know what I mean?
We used to like to party.
Yeah, yes, sir. Good game. Remember that? Never mind.
Yes,
But,
sir. Yes, sir.
My daddy.
I don't know, man. I think, like, you know, the funny thing is, like, when Yachty and I broke up, I was on Facebook, and it was a shit ton of women from high school. It seemed like they was just waiting for some stupid shit like that to be posted, because I had a bunch of women coming out wanted to talk to me about how pissed they were after 18 fucking years, how pissed they were that a couple of them didn't take their virginity, not realizing that they probably got off good, that it wasn't me, because I wasn't mature. I thought I was. In hindsight, I thought I was, but no. So I had a lot of chicks
We were
pissed
young,
off at
dude.
me. Huh?
We were young, man.
Yeah, I was young, but, I was mature, especially by most standards. But as far as me and how I handled myself with females back then, and shit like that, even Aisha, like who's still friends with my parents. And I don't give a fuck. That never bothered me. You talking about,
You know
I know
what?
Aisha before I know
I
you,
think
bro.
that bothered me.
Huh?
I think that bothered me more than it did you. Because I think I met you right after that incident happened.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. We were not in each other's lives when that happened, because that was different. That was different.
Because you know that ends differently.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
if I
talking
was
about
there.
this shit right now.
Oh, absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not.
make no mistake. But it taught me something, though. It taught me
So
one.
for folks that are wondering, just, not to like specify on everything,
Yeah.
his ex had him jumped. While he was being jumped, one of his good friends who was there ran the fuck away. After running the fuck away, because of how traumatized he was from running away from this fight, he became a black belt in Taekwondo,
This is true.
but did nothing to help.
And he was
My
a big
brother.
dude, too. Good size, athletic as fuck.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 6'2".
Yeah.
6'2", Korean, he was half Korean, half white.
Italian.
6'2".
Yep.
That's it right there.
Half
though.
Korean, half Italian.
Korean, half white. He wasn't prepared.
Okay.
He wasn't prepared.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm passing it the wrong way. He did absolutely nothing. Now, look, I've always told y'all, you know me, you know me. Win, lose, or draw. Outside of that one incident where we were teenagers, and I said something to that little kid,
Yeah.
and that big-ass Negro stepped out of the car and was like, oh, I know you ain't talking to my son like that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Outside of that motherfucker right there, plus I wasn't strapped that day, watching my homeboys just walk away from the incident. I was about to say something to this big motherfucker, but I was like, you know what? These niggas are walking away, I might get beat up.
Yeah,
Let's
get
just
around
keep it
about
moving.
walk right the fuck away.
Because what did I say to the little, I was like, give me the ball, little nigga.
You come here for a little nigga.
And dad came out the fucking ride. He's like, this nigga was like 6'6". I know we're young little, we're
Yeah,
young little
too.
teenagers, you know what I'm saying? This nigga, I know you ain't talking to my son like that. I was like, nah, man. And just walked the fuck away. Because I knew these niggas were walking away. I was like, let me just walk away because, I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get beat up today.
Well, that dude was going to do nothing.
On a
He
si-
was going to do nothing. He'd have got fucking,
Nah, he
yeah.
wasn't going to do nothing. He wasn't going to do it. But nonetheless, in a situation like this where it's my best friend and or brother,
Yeah, no, that shit real.
there's no motherfucking way I'm running away.
That shit real. I got
And
popped
then
over shit like
for
that.
my parents to be friends with the bitch that's the cause of this shit?
Mhm.
Oh, hell no.
Same situation.
Hell no.
That was some crazy shit,
Hell
man.
no.
It's tough.
And then like when I found out about that, when I found out that fact about the young fella that ran away from you, he was like, yeah, man, there was like 15 of them. I was like, so? I was like, so what?
Which was a fucking lie, because there was fucking 7 of them, and it was Jamaica track team varsity. So all these niggas look like grown ass men. You know what I mean?
Beating on a teenager. She
crazy.
basically pulled a Jada.
Yeah, for sure. And here's the funny thing. Is that we had some good conversations. Like how do I put this since this is gonna be on the air? We had some funny conversations years
About
later.
your penis?
Huh?
About your penis?
But that came up a little bit.
I'm sure it was with you.
But I don't have too many situations where I felt the need to avoid any of my exes to answer the question quick. Like my ex-wife, that's something different because, 4 children involved and, definitely things, that in hindsight, I probably should have done differently. And some things definitely I feel like I should have done differently, but you can't change the past. So, but no, not really. I've not felt the need to. And New York is huge, so New York is absolutely. People don't have no fucking understanding the scope of how big New York really is. So avoiding chicks and shit like that. Not that I ever avoided anybody really. It's not that big a deal. You know, I fucked a lot of people though. Like I started off young, so I was out there in the world. So, and I was always having sex with, prior to high school, so I was sex with a lot of chicks that were like 5, 6 years older than me, because Dion. So and you know, these bitches are pedophiles in a sense, legally, but I was built like a grown ass man, so it didn't, you know, whatever. It was pussy, so
But in those kind of matters concerning us, we knew what we were doing. So,
Huh?
like for us, we knew what we were doing.
Yes, sir. I mean, it was never no.
Oh my God, you're touching my pee-pee.
No, it was none of that shit. It was like, yeah, you know.
We were straight up with these older broads. Stay away from the butthole. Everything else is game.
Yeah. I wasn't into all that freaky shit back then, you know. I like a good foot.
You had to be taught that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like a good foot every now and then. I understand at the time while looking at a chick's foot, and I'd be looking in high school and shit, I'd be like looking at a chick's feet like, damn, she got some, what the fuck am I thinking? I didn't know. But now I know who I am.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a fetish either, because that was second grade for me.
Yeah, no, it was earlier than that. It was, matter of fact, Mark, it was April's feet was the first feet I ever seen. I was like, God damn, she got some pretty feet. That was my cousin. But hey, don't judge me. I didn't know no better. I was 5 or 6. I ain't suck her toes when she slept and nothing like that, you know. I ain't no freak.
I ain't judging you. I ain't judging you from the South. It's all right.
Well, you know. It is what it is.
Man, but yeah, man.
What's next on that list, god dang it? Keep it moving, shit.
That's our take on that. So, you know, if you guys want to comment on what you would do or how far you would go to avoid your ex, please feel free to comment. Just let me know when we're recording. Oh, we're recording? Oh, shit. My bad.
Welcome to the Blunt Lab.
My bad. Well, you know, just keep that in there.
Okay.
My bad. Okay. No need to edit that out. Just keep that in there.
I'm trying to be first, you know.
All right, I'm passing it on to my brother Marcus.
All right. I'm gonna do my top 5. I'll do comic book movies.
Comic book movies. Oh,
Comic book
yes.
movies. I'm kind of debating the last one, but
So we might go over on this one if we're talking comic book movies.
Okay.
We might
I'm
go
at what?
comic book movies?
it's
Oh,
Marvel,
shit.
DC, all of it.
Marvel, DC?
All right.
Hit us up with it.
I'm not gonna do it in order though. I'll just do a list of the 5. My honorable mention. I don't know. Okay. Avengers Endgame, The Dark Knight, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool, and the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was good, bro. Yeah, that was good.
That one might be the honorable mention. Okay.
You know what I noticed you didn't mention?
What's that?
Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. And that's tough, man, because I love the first Iron Man.
The first Iron Man is by far
It's tough.
phenomenal.
It is.
This is a hard
It
one,
is
though, man. This is hard.
Man, it's a great movie. That's what I'm saying. Like, something's getting left out. You know?
Black Panther, hands down, I agree with you.
I would dare to say Superman's in there. The remakes, the first Superman, I would dare to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As far as DC goes,
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
have a separate list like that, too, but I just wanted to do, like, all of, Marvel and DC.
That's hard right there.
it is.
Throwing the Avengers in there is almost like a cheat, too, because those are, like, ensembles, So if it's just, like, straight up that character, I don't know, man, like, The Dark Knight is up there for me.
Yeah.
That is one of the best.
I do like the
feel
Dark Knights, yeah. But I'm definitely a Marvel head, so.
Yeah.
So
Definitely love Marvel more, but
if I'm going to go DC, because there aren't so many for DC, that list is pretty quick.
yeah. Because they're
So-
mostly Batman movies.
Yeah,
And the Superman.
exactly. So with no numerical order, I would have Man of Steel,
Yes.
the first Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I truly, absolutely loved the first Shazam. You know,
That's
some
good.
folks might disagree. You
No,
know,
it's good.
But
It was
if
a
you
good
think of it,
build-up.
Shazam is an 11-year-old kid
It was a
that
good
is a
build-up.
superhero.
It was a good
Yes.
build-up.
Can you imagine how that could go wrong? Because when you flip it, what was that movie where, I forget the name of that movie, where that little kid had Superman powers, but he was a fucking
he's
monster.
Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So when you see Shazam, you have a little kid who's doing right as a superhero, taking his powers, even though those magical powers are somewhat demonic and satanic, he's still doing good with it.
Right.
For a superhero movie, I thought it was great.
I loved
true.
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have Dark Knight, which for me is a cheat,
Yeah.
but I have to put it in there because it's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And then, you know,
Maybe the original Superman with Christopher Reeve.
it has to make it has to be mentioned. It should be
Yeah,
on
at
a
least
list.
mentioned. Yeah,
It has to be on a
mentioned.
list,
Honestly, I would throw Batman Returns in there.
dude. I would throw in
And the original Batman with Michael Keaton.
Dark Knight Rises. And Michael,
Hold on. Did you say the original Batman, Marcus?
Yeah.
Because y'all know
I
what? I
love
can
the
strangle,
original
I can strangle you and your brother on that original fucking Batman.
wait, hold up. With Michael Keaton?
No. We watched it so much as kids. I remember
Dude,
it. But
hold up,
Mike,
man.
it still holds up, though. I can watch
That
it
is a
today.
great movie.
And it still holds
Bro.
up for me.
It is probably better than that. But considering my father was like, Jumpy, shut the fuck up, put the goddamn movie on for him. Oh, well, when you laughing? They probably watched that shit like 20 times, man.
I hear it, dude. But that first Batman, I mean, dude,
That first Batman was hot.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was hot.
With Dark Knight Rises with Bane, ask Marcus, when we first went to go see that movie, I absolutely hated it. I didn't
Really?
know if I just wasn't, yeah, man. I thought the voice was stupid. I just thought everything about it was stupid. Maybe
You
I
love
went
the
in there.
voice now, right?
Oh, dude, when Marcus, because I've always knew of Bane, but I didn't know.
Not in that way, right?
Exactly. I
That
didn't
shit
know
fuck- that shit
his
fuck me up, too.
origins or
That
whatever.
shit fuck
So
me up.
the accent, a lot of people like to make fun of it or whatever, but it's
It's menacing, man.
yeah, dude.
It's
Even though Tom Hardy is only 4'9" and probably shouldn't have been playing Bane, I still appreciate the artwork that he put into the character.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
after seeing it the first time, I told him, I was like, oh man, this fucking movie sucks. We went back a second time. I got my mind right before going in. And let me tell you, that became my favorite Batman off rip.
I love that, man.
I enjoy the other ones. Now, when it comes to a Batman, we've had this discussion. You have Keaton, Bale,
Oh, I like this.
Affleck,
Okay.
and Twilight.
Currently
Ben Affleck aesthetically is Batman.
fits it. Yes.
Acting chops wise,
He's
Good
cool.
youth work.
He's cool as Bruce Wayne. I believe it.
He could pull out,
But these are all different Batmans we're talking about. He's the older 57-year-old Batman, opposed to, Bale being younger, Keaton being younger when they first started. Both of them first started. Even the new one is a first start. Ben Affleck's one is like, he's already been Batman like 20-something years.
Yeah.
He's the older, rugged, he's the Dark Knight. He's the older, rugged version, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you agree Hugh Jackman should have been playing Batman?
I would not have been opposed to that. Because
That's the way it should have been.
bringing Hugh Jackman into it and flipping to Marvel, those X-Men movies, granted, Hugh Jackman is a phenomenal talent.
Yes.
Okay? A phenomenal talent. There's no bigger fan of Hugh Jackman than myself. With that being said, we all know if you're a comic book fan, Wolverine is not 6'2".
No.
He's 5'2" in the comic books.
Casting him as Wolverine was just, now we just know him as Wolverine.
He looks the part, just the height.
Yeah.
If they just scaled him down like they did in like The Hobbit or like Lord of the
The
Rings or
Hobbit.
something. You know what I mean? If they would have scaled it, he would have been perfect.
Hold on, Jackman was in The Hobbit?
No, I'm saying like if they would
Kill
have
it
used that,
down like they did the Hobbits.
yeah, like make him like smaller.
They didn't have that technology. I don't think they had technology near that good then.
Yeah, maybe.
You gotta
more.
remember how old those movies are now.
That's
Yeah,
true.
true.
It was like 20 years
Or
old.
find an actor, because back then Tom Cruise would have played Wolverine perfect.
Oh, you always said Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson would have been
Perfect.
perfect.
Payback.
Wolverine,
Payback Mel
I agree
Gibson
with that.
is Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Payback Mel
I
Gibson.
agree with that. So I switch it, and I would have Tom Cruise play Cyclops. Because he fits.
What's up?
The face,
Cyclops
the
is a little
physique.
taller. Cyclops is a little taller. But he fits that arrogantness, though.
Tom Cruise liked to wear heels. He'd have been all right.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's true.
He'd have been all right.
As long as you tell him you can run in the movie, he'd have been in it.
Oh, yeah. He
And he tells folk, don't you run faster than me.
definitely going to run in the movie. We gotta
He
run.
does. He does.
Now, Marvel, if we're just going to go character, you know, maybe, I don't want to sound biased with Black Panther.
Yes.
Black Panther
Yeah.
would be there.
What about the first three
I don't like the
Spider-Man?
second one like that though.
I got Shang-Chi up there, too. bro.
Very, yeah, Shang-Chi's up there.
I got that as
Now,
like...
the Spider-Mans, I love that you bring that up. Because we get good Spider-Mans from all the guys.
Tom
Graphics
Holland's the
were
best
crazy
Spider-Man. dude.
on the first one.
Yeah, well, with the Tom Holland.
He's the best mix of Peter Parker Spider-Man.
I
And
agree
his
with that.
story is the best. Toby was like 20-something years old as Spider-Man in high school.
Toby was...
No, Toby was... And Garfield was pretty good, too. Like, it's...
They were all
definitely gets
good.
found.
They were all good.
The fact that Holland gets to be in the Avenger movies, though, that automatically
that-
makes him better. Just because of
And
what
having
it-
all three alive,
Yes.
healthy enough to be in the movies, that shit did something to my heart, man.
Yeah, No Way Home was... Oh, that was special. That
It was super special.
Oh, that was special.
My only beef with the Holland Spider-Man is that they're taking away from Miles Morales' character, which is the Black Spider-Man, and giving it to him.
Right.
Now, there's
I
ways
got
to
you.
do what they did with.
Yeah,
There's ways to do what they did, and you still could have been successful without taking away
that's true.
from a black superhero, which needs to come out soon. Live action, because the cartoon was phenomenal.
Which
Yeah.
was established already. I'll say that. It was established already because too many people get mad at you're taking, I understand that, you're taking a white character that's always been white and you're making it black. Don't get too mad because you've done that throughout most of the history of the fucking cinematic world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know,
That's no
Like
beef
base
to
stuff.
Disney. That's no beef to Disney. Disney, Marcus and I still want to be in the next installment of Black Panther.
Oh, yeah, man.
So, you know, this is no beef.
Oh, yeah.
We're just mentioning the obvious.
yeah, just obvious.
So, Black Panther.
Yes. The
I
first Black
enjoyed-
Panther.
Yeah, the first Black Panther. I enjoyed
Captain America Civil War. The first Iron Man is definitely on that list.
That's mine right there because it has everybody in it, damn near. Most of the elements
Yeah.
of it is in that one, other than Hulk and Thor. But as far as first time you see
Yeah.
Black Panther, that very first scene with him and his father, that fucking scene, I ain't gonna lie to you, makes me cry every fucking time. The scene when
Oh,
he
it's
kisses
so
his
good.
father's hand, Baba.
Yeah.
That's why my name is Baba with the grandkids. I'm serious. That's my nickname.
Oh, right on.
My grandfather's nickname. But yeah. That's up there with me, the Civil War one. I have a hard time watching Chadwick, man. I have a hard time watching
Yeah.
Chadwick right now. I have still not been able to watch his last two movies, The Five Bloods and the one where he did with his trumpet player. And I have not had a hard
Yeah.
time watching some of the Black Panther stuff, dude. As a matter of fact, about 5-6 months ago was the first time I've seen anything more than 5-10 minutes from him, and I was crying then. It was like we just lost a massive talent, man.
yes, we did, man.
Yeah, man.
Massive.
It's tough. It's-
Yes, we did, man. Which is why I was disappointed in the direction they went in the second one. But
I like-
again,
It just makes you think, what if, man? Like, if he was alive, what that second one could have been. Like, it would have been... It sucks, man. It
yes,
sucks.
it does. Now, look, some folks did not enjoy the first Thor, but I thought,
Thor is good. The second one's not.
yeah,
Dark World is, no.
and thank
Ragnarok
God.
is good.
Which one?
Ragnarok was really good.
Phenomenal.
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
was
Ragnarok
really
was
good.
phenomenal. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the second one. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I did as well, but I'm super glad that Cumberbatch declined playing that role of the evil elf. because that
Great
yeah,
Doctor Strange.
yeah, he would have been. You know, we wouldn't have got no Doctor Strange without him because I don't see anybody else playing Doctor Strange.
And that's how he bodied that role. That's when a person bodies that role. You can't even imagine anybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Doctor Strange is on my list, on that list.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
I like the second one.
I enjoyed the second one too. And you could see
Seeing Patrick Stewart roll up in there
Oh.
in the hover chair, man. Oh,
now
that did something to my heart, man. I was like, oh my goodness,
that is
it's
who,
happening.
That is who they casted correctly for that movie. Patrick Stewart for Professor X.
Oh yeah, he's perfect.
Halle Berry was a good storm, I guess.
Oh boy, that played Cyclops was cool, man. They just wrote him wrong, and they wore those black.
Well,
Well, the new
Mystique
one,
was-
the new one wasn't bad. The new
Mystique was
Storm
casted.
wasn't bad though.
Mystique was perfect.
Yeah, she wasn't.
It was
was
the
cold.
aesthetic, man.
She
If they
was
would have been
cold,
wearing
bro.
their
Aesthetically.
actual stuff, it would have. You know what I mean? Everybody would have looked better. Like every casting would have looked better if they were wearing like those black leather like bike suits. So I'm like, I didn't understand. Like they never wore that kind of stuff at any point ever. Like why are they?
But here's the thing though. See what they did with The Watchmen? The Watchmen
Yes.
movie showed that you could take something authentically, make a couple changes, and everyone's gonna buy it because you made it. You made the movie, you died on that hill. And if they'd have done the same fucking thing with fucking X-Men and all these other movies before they started doing them, they did, everyone would have fucking bought it because everyone bought Watchmen. Watchmen showed you could do that shit. If you look at it, Watchmen,
Yes.
with the exception of a couple of little changes, if you pick up the fucking book, which came out in 1986, mind you, that graphic novel, that fucking book looks aesthetically, the movie looks aesthetically like the book.
Yeah.
Real toned, but the same fucking imagery and the same colors, but they fucking made it work. They made you believe this is the
Yes.
universe you're in, and that's what we're giving you. That's all you can do. But they didn't trust the audience. You know?
That's it. Yeah, that's facts.
I don't know.
Because as fans, they're always going to flock to it. They're always going to flock to it.
That's why Deadpool, the first time we seen Deadpool was garbage because they didn't trust the audience. And he's made a fucking point of making sure he changed that shit. Obviously he did, because that Deadpool was on point.
Yeah.
I
remember-
Deadpool would be in my top 5 too.
Yeah, Deadpool would be there
Like
as well.
superhero movies, period. I love the second one too, but the first one, the first one was
The second one is a line in there
chef's kiss.
when he's fighting Juggernaut. And he breaks his finger and he's like, oh, you fucking commie. That shit had me rolling.
I'm excited about Deadpool 3, man.
Oh, so am I.
No, not Logan.
Which one?
So the Wolverine movie. Not Logan. The other one. When I was like, yo, that's definitely gonna be Deadpool. When they cut his head off, he was at the top of the nuclear power plant. They cut his head off, that shit spin.
Oh, the Wolverine origin.
He
Yeah,
was always good with the blades. He was just talking shit still. That's why they stole it.
They ruined that movie. They ruined that movie terribly.
had the long blade. Like, I was like,
It
what
started
the?
cool though.
Yeah.
Like the origin, it started cool, but hell, Gambit was in there too, right?
Yes.
Like Gambit, that wasn't right.
Yes. When they were talking about the remake of X-Men, they were talking about what's his name, Channing Tatum, playing Gambit.
I could see.
I can see
it.
Playing
Gambit.
He's
Gambit.
funny and shit,
Oh,
I don't know. He might be too swole.
but can he do the accent though?
the dude who
That's
played
the
Bane.
question.
The dude who played Bane should be playing Wolverine.
Tom Hardy.
Who?
That's a good cast too.
He should be playing Wolverine.
He's
Yeah.
Venom last. Well, I mean, I guess he can do both.
Yeah, you could do both. I mean,
Josh Brolin was Thanos and Cable, so
Chris Evans was a Human Torch in Captain America.
he's a great Captain America, bro.
Yeah, he's a great.
I would argue he's as good of a casting as Robert Downey Jr. is as Tony Stark.
Yes.
Like, I feel like he is the perfect Steve Rogers.
Yes.
Blake Chadwick is the perfect Black Panther.
Hands down.
Well, that's true. But also the dude from Black Diamond, he would have been a great Black Panther too, don't you think?
Black Diamond. What's his name?
Blood Diamond?
Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
Blood Diamond.
Oh.
Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
Right.
With the
Blood Diamond.
gray beard, but he
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's my man from Gladiator and Amistad. Give us free.
Yeah. Him.
Isn't he in
Yes.
Shazam?
Him.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's in
he-
Shazam.
He's the Guardian.
Yeah, yeah,
One of the
Oh,
wizards.
he would be a good Black
Yeah,
Panther.
exactly.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
he
And he's
would've
got
been a
the
great
voice.
voice.
Yeah,
Great
he
voice.
look-
He look like, you know what I'm saying?
And he's like a
African descent.
physical actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have done it.
Yeah, he could have most certainly. If not, he could have played like the father.
Yeah.
He still could have been the Panther.
He looks older,
dope.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the options are endless, man. Like the
Yeah,
way
it's
the
true.
second one ended, whether it being another one, the multiverse thing.
Oh
like,
man, the first
there's a
one,
lot
the
of
first
stuff.
one was gonna solidify that for me. Like, I don't know. The second one, it was good. It was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm like,
I
the second
see.
one was as good as they can make it with
Yeah,
what they
that's
had
exactly what
to deal with. you
Yeah,
know, like
totally
what was
agree.
going on.
But that's all the time we have, folks, for this episode. Feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on social media. I'm Al. This is Marcus, Michael, Nathaniel, Skylar. Thanks again.
Be safe, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.